So
who have you talked to?
I just talked to the coach.
Oh,
that was it so far.
Oh. He's accomplished a lot. I was up doing
Yeah.
bios last night and the night before that, and a lot of accomplished people. Well deserved.
Yes, that's wonderful. In fact, that's what I was going to ask you. My name is Alan again, Alan from the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show. Nice to meet you here, Pam. Definitely, that's awesome that I role reversal here.
Yeah, it's a little different.
But you are the EMC for tonight. Talk about that honor of being the EMC for the Florida Sports Hall of Fame.
They called me and said, would you do this? I was inducted 2 years ago, and it just felt like a natural fit to be able to come back and play this role. And it's really exciting for me just to be on the other side of it, getting to meet all of the inductees has been a real joy, and I just want them to have a great night and take it all in.
And I've had the honor of EMCing an event or two, not as on this scale. Any nervousness?
No, not at all, because I feel like this is a family now.
Yeah.
Just being an inductee, meeting the new inductees, so it just feels, the board members that I do know, it just feels like a real, family, a lot of camaraderie, and so but let's just wait. But right now I don't have any nerves.
You're one of the rare people that get a chance to mingle and talk with, athletes all the time. When you think back at it, how does that, what do you think about that accomplishment?
I think of them as people. Yeah. They've accomplished a lot, obviously, in their sport, and they've dedicated their lives to being the best. So I respect them tremendously as far as that goes, but I try not to get, this is a big deal. Like if Michael Jordan showed up, then that's a big deal. But I'm not saying some of the players I speak to on a regular basis aren't, but I've just sort of learned to kind of keep it in perspective, and that's important.
That's awesome. And finally, what about the Florida Sports Hall of Fame, what they do? Talk about them and his organization.
I just learned about them a couple of years ago, and I'm really struck by their dedication. It takes donors, and they have to work and to really keep it going and thriving. So I really respect what they do. And I'm watching people walking around, hugging each other, saying their what's ups and all that, and it's just really, really sweet to see.
That's awesome. And finally, is there any sports journalist that you inspire, that you admire and say, you know what, that person's doing a wonderful job?
I think there are a lot of young women that you don't see on your TV screen, but when I go to different television markets in different cities, I always try to turn on the news and check out the sports segment to see who's out there. I think that women in sports, I think it's in very good hands, because I think these young women, showed a lot of, I think, what helped me to succeed, and that's just dedication and a love of sport.
And now, that's one of the things that's really astonishing is that you're a female in sports, where sometimes that is something that can be a much bigger challenge than a man in sports. Talk about what has kept you so focused.
What's kept me focused is that I love journalism, and I wasn't going to let anybody dictate to me just because of my gender that I couldn't love football or basketball or baseball just as much as the next guy. So you do run into some roadblocks from people who think it's inappropriate. It wasn't that I had this smooth track. It was I ran into people who were dead set against a woman doing sports. I won't name any names, but they know who they are. And one person told me that, because I went from news to sports, and this one person told me, nobody's ever going to hear from you again. It's a big mistake to do this, but I love sports since I was a girl, so this was natural for me, but I wouldn't let anybody tell me no.
Yeah, isn't that unfair? That's one of the things, is me having girls, that it's just unfair sometimes in sports that you have to deal with that it's not fair. What is your mindset when that happens?
I just go on about my business. I put those people in their own little box, go in your own little category, and you can't touch my world. If I listen to every naysayer and everybody that, ever said anything negative about what I did in a male-dominated field, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed in the morning. So I just never entertained it. That was the only way I got through.
Awesome. And then lastly, for women who get hit on a lot, what advice would you tell them?
Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Be polite. If someone's super rude to you, or if they cross the line, then you need to address it. But some people will challenge you to kind of see what you're about. I definitely know that to be true. But you learn. It's like, sadly, it happens in corporate America. It happens in all walks of life. And it's just a matter of how you decide you're going to deal with that when that happens, because it will happen.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Pam, for this outstanding interview. Great, congratulations for tonight and best wishes tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's nice talking to you.
Same here.